Now guys, in this lecture we are going to learn about one of the most important and very useful command, which is find. So the find command is most powerful and flexible for the searching utilities. So it is capable of beginning your search in any we can say any designated and looking for a number of different parameters, including of course the file name, but also the date of creation or modification. It can also include the owner, the group, permissions and size. So syntax is going to be like find and the directory option expression. So if I wanted to search for a file with the name Apache 2, so Apache 2 is nothing but the open source web server. So it will start in the root directory and I would enter it like, okay, let's start find, okay, with the space hyphen type, with the space hyphen name Apache 2. Now hit enter. So as you can see that it is giving nothing. So let me find it. Okay, what I need to do here is I need to add F here. Now hit enter. So after hitting enter, as you can see that find command started at the top of the file system, which is, as we all know, that this, which is nothing but the root. Okay, so it will went through every directory looking for Apache 2 in the file name and then listed all the instances found. So as you can see that it is looking for Apache 2 and it is simply listing all the instances found related to Apache 2. Okay, so as you might imagine, a search that looks in every directory can be very slow. So one way to speed it up it to simply is to look only in the directory where you would expect to find the file you need. So in this case, we are looking for a configuration file. So we could start the search in the directory which is etc. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, Control C to quit it and clear. Now let's start with that. So command find and the file name which is etc. This will syntax and I want to type find name and then Apache 2 and hit enter. So as you can see that this is much quicker search, only found occurrence of Apache 2 in the etc directory and its subdirectory. So it is also important to note that unlike some other search commands like find display only exact name matches. Only exact name matches, as you can see here. Apache 2 means Apache 2, Apache 2, okay. So if the file Apache 2 has an extension such as apache2.config like Apache, okay, uh, apache2.config, okay, such files like this. So the search will not find a match because we want to search only this thing, not this thing. So it will remove this in the scope of searching. Okay, so we can redeem, we can simply we can say we can remedy this limitation by using wildcards. So what are wildcards? So wildcards nothing but they enables us to match multiple characters. So wildcards come in a very few different forms. Suppose like we are having, okay, this is the wildcard, this is the wildcard, and this is also wildcard, this is wildcard, and this is wildcard. So these are the wildcards which enables us to match multiple characters. Okay, so now let's look in etc directory for all files that begins with Apache 2 and have any extension. Okay, so let me erase them and then type again Apache, find etc type f and we are going to use multiple characters, so that is why we need to use two hyphens. Name Apache 2 with these wildcards. Now hit enter. So now what it is doing here is find etc type f name Apache. So it is not working in this case, so I think it must be like, let me do it like this, and now this is working in this. Okay, so this is working like you can add multiple characters by using only one hyphen. In some versions of Kali, we need to use two hyphens. That is why I was explaining you with the help of two hyphens, but it is working fine with the single hyphen, so there is no need to use two hyphens. Okay, so now guys, as you can see that the files which is containing Apache 2, it is showing here. Okay, so this is how it is working. Okay, so when we run this particular command, we find that there is one file which is etc directory that files apache2.patterns. Okay, so when we use a period followed by a wildcard, the terminal looks for any extension after the file name Apache2. So this can be a very useful technique for finding files where you don't know the file extension. So when I run this command, I find two files that start with Apache2 in the etc directory, including apache2.config file. Okay, so this is how find work. So if you want to say Apache2, this is Apache2, this is the file, okay, which I was talking about. So this is all for this lecture, guys. I hope you understand the usefulness of find command, and I hope you will practice it in your system. So practice is the key to success. If you don't practice it, you will forget all these commands, and there's no use of learning these things. So practice is very important. You need to practice in your system. Just play with the commands and just think creatively what you can do with these commands, and how you can take use of these commands. So guys, this is all for this lecture. So we are done with the finding command. So from the next lecture onwards, we are going to start with some other commands, so that we can cover most of the commands before going deep into the Linux operating system. So it will be very easy for us to understand each and every concept using terminal. So guys, this is all for this lecture. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching this lecture. Hi everyone. As we all know that we have done with the find command, now it's time to see modifying files and directories. So when you have found your file and directories, now you will want to be able to perform actions on them. So in the upcoming lectures, we look at how to create files and directories, copy files, rename files, and delete files and directories. So first of all, we are going to learn about creating files. So there are many ways to create file in Linux, but for now we will just look at two simple methods. The first one is cat. Cat is nothing but concatenate. So the meaning of concatenation is just to combine pieces together. So the cat command is generally used for displaying the contents of a file, but it can also be used to create small files. So for creating bigger files, it is better to enter the code in a text editor such as Vim, Leapad, or we are having so many text editors. So most popular ones are Vim and Leapad in Linux. And simply save the file. So now let's start with the first one. So the concatenation with the cat. So what does it mean? So the cat command followed by the file name will display the contents of the file. But to create a file, we follow the cat command with a redirect. Denotes that the symbol like, okay, cat, and this is the closing angular bracket. This is the redirect and the name of the file we want to create. So I want to create hacking file. Not hacking. Okay, hacking is very familiar name, so I'm going to give it hacking. So after this, when you enter, okay, So when you enter, Linux will go into interactive mode and wait for you to start entering the content of the file. So this can be puzzling because the promote disappears, but if you simply begin typing, whatever you enter will go into the file. Suppose I'm entering here, hacking is the most demanding skill of the 21st century, and what I need to do is to exit, and to return to promote, what I need to do is simply control D. Now hit enter. Okay, so now if you want to see the content of the file, what you need to do is cat hacking file name and hit enter. So after hitting enter, as you can see that we are done with the adding text into the file, which is hacking is the most demanding skill of 21st century. So if you don't use the redirect symbol, so Linux will spit back the content of your file. So to add or append more content to a file, you can use the cat command with the double redirect. Double redirect means cat, this double redirect, and the file name which is hacking, and enter. So after this, everyone should learn hacking. Okay, so after this, simply what you need to do here is simply just do this, and again if you want to see the content, cat hacking. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, let me do it again. Now everyone should learn hacking. Okay, is this clear? Now let's try. Let's see the content. Now guys, as you can see that we are done with the content. So suppose that, okay, first of all let's talk about this. So we are able to add one more line into our file, which is everyone should learn hacking, and hacking is the most demanding skill of 21st century. Okay, suppose that guys, if you want to overwrite the file with new information, so you can simply use the cat command with a single redirect again. So how you can do that? Okay, so how you can do that? Simply use cat hacking file name to overwrite it and simply hit enter. So after hitting enter, now I want to IT is the future. IT is the future. Now let me do it. Now cat and a file name which is hacking, and hit enter. So as you can see that we are able to change or overwrite what was inside the file. Oh, okay. So it is now IT is the future. So this is how you can work with this. So what we have learned, we have learned how to create file using cat, how to add content inside it using cat hacking. Okay, so with the help of this you can create file and you can add content inside this. With the help of cat hacking, you can see or display the content present inside this particular file. If you want, suppose if you want to add more lines, so you can use redirect symbol, and you can see with the help of this. And suppose that you want to overwrite it, so you can use same command. Okay, hacking redirect, single redirect, and hacking, or single redirect and hacking, like this. Okay, so one more command that is very useful to create the file, which is touch. So this command was originally developed so a user could simply touch a file to change some of its details, such as the date it was created or modified. However, if the file doesn't already exist, this command creates that file by default. So this is like, it is not meant for creating file, but if the file is not present, so it will create a new file for you. So how you can create the file? You need to simply use touch and new file. This is how you can do this. Now, let me do it like file. Now hit enter. So after hitting enter, you can see that file. Now do ls. So after doing ls, as you can see that this is nothing but list. So you can see that we have successfully created the file which we have given there. Now we are having these files. We are able to now let's see the content inside the file. We are having nothing inside this particular file. So this is how you can work with this, and this is how you can create any particular file. So in the next lecture we are going to see how to create a directory, which is very important to learn. So this is all for this lecture, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching this lecture.